Let's take a look at XLAudit's key features and why it's so useful for helping you find errors and inconsistencies in your spreadsheets. Here it is, a new ribbon menu in Excel. First thing I'm going to do is look at the formula map. The formula map will let me see inconsistencies in formulas in the sheet that I'm working on. It does this in a very visual way, so I can immediately see any errors or inconsistencies that need fixing before I use it for any financial calculations or send it to someone else like my manager. I can see here and here the formulas that are different to the ones surrounding them, and for instance someone has added a constant or replaced a formula with a value. So here's the heat map. Similar to the formula map, but I can choose the errors and inconsistencies I want to target. I can choose the individual sheets I want to check. I can get a visual map, but it will also give me a list of inconsistencies at the bottom of the screen. So I can then go into each one and amend them as required. So for example, I have 8 unique formulas. I have one with an external link. So if I click on the error cells, I'll be showing them in the list. If I then click on one, I'll go to the cell and I can fix it. So the heat map is a really great way of fixing errors across a whole workbook. I can easily check for errors before I save or send this file. Do you find it difficult to compare workbooks? It can be frustrating not being able to easily see the differences between versions of a file. With XLAudit, I can really easily compare 2 different files or versions of the same file, including any macro or VBA code. XLAudit will display the files next to each other, so I can either check the differences visually or I can check the differences in the list shown on the bottom of the screen. I can see all the cells that have changed and investigate each one. I can also restrict the list by the type of change, as well as being able to set a tolerance so only larger movements in cell values are included. This helps me to concentrate my efforts on the important changes. How to ensure the data inputs are correct? Would it be helpful to understand the data flow between sheets and between cells? How about checking all of the external links coming into the workbook? Let's have a look at the data lineage functionality we have in XLAudit. I've pulled up an external map which shows the external data lineage, the data flowing into this spreadsheet from external data sources such as other Excel files or database queries. I can even drill into the query as well. So this lets me check the data is coming from the right places. I can see stale and broken links, so if I'm trying to pull data out of a file that doesn't exist, or where the file has got newer data or more recent data than the one I'm looking at, this lets me make sure that the numbers I'm getting into the spreadsheet are correct. If your Excel file is being used in a critical business process, then it's a good idea to understand just how risky the file is. How complex it is, does it pose a material risk? At a glance, I want to know how my files stack up. The risk assessment in XLAudit will give me a rating on the complexity of the file, so we have a consistent, objective approach to managing complexity and risk. I can now see whether this is categorized as high risk, medium risk, or low risk. For most of our customers, self-attestation forms a key part of their EUC policy. The users and developers of these files need to confirm the purpose and the use of the model or spreadsheets they are using. Done manually, this is often time-consuming and cumbersome. Using XLAudit, I can provide all the information that my senior managers, risk and audit teams require without leaving Excel and without any onerous admin.